Place to start, Elevate taking us to Cafe, a traditionally defender-sided map, and they start on that defensive side. They also start with the first attacking band, w7m, though. As Jesse alluded to on the desks, they are no strangers to w7m.
LMG being taken out of the lobby, folks. No more Thinker on the board for w7m, starting out on the attack. The second one to come through now.
That's an unusual one. The Twitch sees a lot of play. DCH plays a mean Twitch. But there's a lot of operators left in here. Everyone's favorite band, Thatcher, he's slipped through.
Thatcher slipped through. Flores has slipped through. Maverick, he's through as well. This is a very stacked lineup for the attack, don't you think so?
Warden band. That's an uncommon one. That means the mirrors slipped through as well.
Everything here on the hands of the attack and the defense as well. No more mirror. Still here. Not going through the band phase. Azami slipping through as well. Picked up by DCH now on the defense.
And it's Elevate that need to start strong here. We go down to reading Fireplace. w7m on the attack. They have been menacing. They always bring the fight to you, attack or defense. And they will set the pace in the opener here.
Elevate, though, they've thrown us to a curveball, taking us to Reading Room as the first bomb site of choice. Typically a tertiary bomb site, but trying to throw off w7m.
Keen to see what this Azami can do for DCH. The newest operator to join the pool and has been so impactful, creating these power positions with the Wamai and Jaeger to boot. It's going to be so difficult here for w7m to get in, but they have all kinds of tools of their own.
And yes, they do. There's GDN with the Amaru pick. Garhook, where is it? No, he's not even going to use the Amaru hook to get onto this roof. Where is it going to come from? w7m.
Is this a rush play? It's hard to say. You've got that Ying there, the infamous Ying. You've got the Amaru in tandem as well for potential rushes.
GDN
to push in through Bakery.
Here's the kit as well. Do you see this? The diffuser on the Amaru. The site. It's Fireplace. Elevate, do they know?
Do they know that there's a hatch? That he could go straight up. Look at this. This is not something you see every day. w7m have brought a very cheeky idea. It is a rush play. How long until it's going to go down? The gridlock, it goes out. Bolts to open it with the shotty. And w7m are in this side, planting the diffuser. Elevate. Where is their reply? Mark to jump out, finds one. But they are still on the receiving end of this push. And w7m have the advantage. That shotgun sledge finally taken down, and Elevate have evened this up.
The retake, though, it is on for Elevate. Only 30 seconds left to defuse this bomb.
Oh,
DCH!
A quick flick there, and, well, with time on w7m's side, Elevate have all the pressure. GDN below, he's got this shotgun. It's the perfect operator. He can get that down. KZ to secure the kill. DCH and Mark now in the 2v1, but there is no time left for this diffuser. What a rush from w7m. What a play. And what a way to set the pace of this game.
What a gorgeous attack from w7m, kicking us off with a rush. Elevate. They were not ready for that. They were holding on to that top floor. They were waiting for the roam clear patiently, but it never came through.
w7m opting to go for a rush rather than clearing out the Elevate players. They've come into this game very well prepared. They know exactly what they need to do to push Elevate's buttons, avoid the push. We said that they like to take the fight to their opponents. Well, they certainly like taking it directly to the site there.
But Elevate, they're not going to repeat this bomb site one anymore, taking us up to Bar and Cocktail instead. Trying something a little bit more traditional. They know that they can't throw off w7m because, well, they have a reply.
w7m have come through the BR6 as the best team. In stage 1, they won 8 matches in a row went to playoffs, went to the major. Unfortunately for them, that fairy tale run was cut short and filled with drama of their own. Elevate, unfortunately, a similar situation, unable to make it to Charlotte and compete. Now they have to redeem themselves here, but w7m have set the pace. They've set the tempo.
Elevate, they're looking to extend into this ground floor. They're going to be ready this time for anything that w7m might have up their sleeve. No ground floor entry though, GDN. Back on their banner, his home roll. Making their way up to the top floor now. Repels, that's going to be the first point of contest for w7m, but Elevate, they have a fortress with the Azami inside of Piano.
They also have a roam. Mr. Punch below, he has excelled in this tournament. Both of these teams, 3 vets and 2 rookies. And the rookies of both sides have been carving their names in the annals of this major. w7m to start clearing through the map. There's a lot of ground to take here, and Cafe historically so difficult to take ground on.
And just look at the architecture that Elevate have got, but hang on a second, w7m. We've got something else in the up bag. Up their sleeve, the first cans that'll come out, but no entry to follow just yet. Still trying to throw off Elevate. Will any of them falter? Will any of them flinch?
In the intro video, w7m said they were going to play more passively. And they've done quite the opposite so far. DCH in a bit of a pickle, stuck between 2 keeper barriers. He loses 1. Stuck between a rock and a hard place, flashed out, and KZ to open up the round. w7m are riding over Elevate.
Elevate, the architecture not working out in their favor. 2 keeper barriers to squish between poor DCH, but in the end, he couldn't connect the shots. KZ with the entry now. Oh, a tussle though, in the ground floor, down below. Who's that? Is that Hertz? That's Hertz, does he know?
Patience. Patience. Mr. Punch mushed up through the hallway, and he's gone back to side. Hertz would have heard that. What is the play from w7m though? 5v3. And the Incandelas start to erupt on the side. Sapper in an impact position. The MVP of APAC South. He's had a quiet tournament so far, and now he's flashed out. w7m step up once again, but Mr. Punch to reply. Finally, Sapper in the pivotal moment steps up, but is immediately traded back. w7m, they brought the fire.
Total shutout from w7m once again with the first 2 picks on the entry, and Elevate had no response, no trades for DCH. Where were the crossfires? They weren't there. And w7m take the second round.
It's been a dominating performance so far. Many people have wondered, are w7m one of the tournament favorites? And I think a lot of people, seeing their group's performance, seeing that nigh flawless record, up until the final game on the final day, they lost 8-7 to Wolves. By that point, w7m had already qualified for the playoffs, already locked in first seed, and all they dropped was that single point of opportunity. They are not slowing down here into the quarterfinals. This is the best they have ever done. To make a semi would mean the world to this squad.
I think in this matchup, even just these first 2 rounds, we're really seeing the w7m philosophy come through. They're taking it a little bit more slowly to Elevate. They don't want to rush into these guys. They know that Elevate, they could make mistakes. These guys are rookies. This is the first time on the main stage. And now Elevate taking us down to this basement bomb site. They're not going to repeat the mistakes of the first 2 rounds. Try something new. See if w7m, see if they falter.
This is the first time that either of these teams have played in front of a crowd quite like this. And that pressure starts to mount up. Elevate, there was no crowd at 6 Invitational. w7m, well, I'm afraid they weren't at the event in Charlotte, but JV's already kicked off here, reading into the aggression. Whether by a drone or pure game sense, he punishes Mark.
It opens up an invitation to the second floor as well. KZ making his way straight inside of Library, waiting to cut off any of these roamers. Where are the roamers of Elevate? Certainly not in this ground floor. They're all back on the site. All 4 players now, the entire map, at the hands of w7m.
You can just see how the Brazilians have asserted their dominance and forced Elevate back into their shells. Elevate will now rely on their anchorage utility. rely on the information from these Yokais, rely on the late Kiba barriers from DCH on the Azami. These will be the linchpins. As w7m already have so much map control, it's up to them now to decide what's the next step.
And look how many tools they have in their arsenal. JV, bit of a cheeky shot onto Mr. Punchy's to pull back a slither of HP. Ripped out a C4 in his hand. Oh no.
This keeper barrier may provide JV the most fortunate angle. Mr. Punch needs to be careful. He's already revealed his toesies. Doesn't want to pop up his head. JV would be happy to play whack-a-mole with that.
Volts, though, he's playing whack-a-mole of his own with a sledgehammer to make the vertical, but JV taken down with the C4. Mr. Punch has an answer.
Yeah. Traded immediately back, though. w7m retain that man advantage.
And now, so many tools in their arsenal. The vertical, pressuring out, elevate. They have to slide around through the bomb site, but Sapper in such a precarious position. You see him! You see him, Hans! The shots do connect.
There's not enough ammo. And the trade, surely it can come through elevate. Try to contest the vertical game, but w7m are mounting up this pressure. 40 seconds.
40 seconds, is that enough time for w7m? Elevate still holding on.
Oh, DCH, what's he got? Destroys the keeper barrier. It's just him and Onigiri left, and that plan is going down. What can Onigiri do on the side? No C4, has to move forward, has to deny the plan, but feeling the pressure from the red stairs. DCH, a 1v4, surely not possible. w7m, they just don't stop.
w7m, once again, up yet another round. The tempo that these guys are setting in the round.
Got a couple of Brazilian fans, it sounds like. At what point will Elevate be able to rile up their own fans, I wonder? w7m have been stealing the show so far. And well-deserved applause. 3 rounds straight. If anything, Mandy, they may have already met half of the course on this attacking side.
Elevate, they're not matching the tempo of w7m. w7m, they take the beginning slow. Cafe, it's always so difficult to make your way into the building. You need that roof control. You need to get onto the balcony first. But Elevate getting hasty on that aggression is giving away an invitation to w7m to walk straight into that building. And if Elevate can't dial it back and match the pace that w7m are setting for them, they could keep making these mistakes over and over again.
Well, w7m are just so ready for whatever playstyle Elevate decides to bring that round. When Elevate were heavy roaming, w7m rushed the site. When Elevate bunkered down onto site, w7m set up and executed.
Elevate taking us back to the top floor. We the 4th site of choice. Looking for a spawn peak once again. Onigiri on that DMR. Hang on a moment. Faith is being restored for me. Dev Onigiri, he's back on the Arini DMR and he's looking confident. Look at that.
Everyone remembers what happened when Onigiri played against Rogue on Oregon at the 6th Invitational. He broke that kill record by maining this DMR. And everyone is waiting for him to step up and lead Elevate back into this game. w7m, though, they're playing it so well, and that's another opener. Sapper goes down. Beautifully played from w7m. Herds gets his teammate to shoot down that barricade. There's an easy spray for him deep into sight.
w7m constantly capitalizing on the mistakes that Elevate are making. Every time they step out of way, there is a w7m player there to meet. A nade to follow through as well, and Volps will collect the second kill. Once again, Elevate down in the man advantage.
It's only a minute into the game, Mandy. It's only a minute in the round. And Elevate once again on the back foot, feeling that pressure. What do? You try and get aggressive. Do you have to play passive? It feels like there's no choice. It feels like you're doomed if you do, you're doomed if you don't.
Elevate, it's about the timing. You need that aggression, but not like this. Not when you can run into line of sight of KZ playing the perfect crossfire. GDN now. Mark left in the 1 versus 5, and he cannot close it out. Volps.
Perfection from w7m. It only gets more and more convincing. A perfect round. These Brazilians are so cool.
Yes, they are.
So collected.
Look at them.
Haven't even broken a sweat.
These guys, they look so calm. It's a w7m flow. They get to the building. They put that aggression onto Elevate, but it's slow, it's steady. They don't overpeak. But Elevate, they're falling short. They feel the fear of W7M players surrounding them like vultures. They feel like they have to peek into them, but it's all for nothing. There's never been a trade. And W7M, as soon as they get that first pick, they take it and they run.
4-0 down Elevate, take their tactical timeout. What are they going to talk about right now? How do you get back into it after losing 4 rounds in a row? KZ, he's not even died yet. He's got 5 kills, 0 deaths.
It's very tough for Elevate. W7M, I think for Elevate, they have to match the pace that they're going for. W7M have the read on the flow of Elevate. They know that Elevate like to get aggressive. They know that they like to go for these peaks and hold forward positions. But for Elevate, they're playing themselves. That is their downfall at the moment in this defense. And we can see them now changing the philosophy a little bit. Mr. Punch now going onto the Goyo, trying to delay that time to get into the site. Oni now as well, switching off onto the Mozzie, delaying any intel in tandem with the Mute.
It feels like Elevate looking to hold onto this map control for a little bit longer. W7M attacking this kitchen bomb site. Previously, they made such quick effort, clearing the whole map, opening up that vertical game. And that's what Elevate wishes to change.
And it was off the back of that spawn peak as well. Mark, he tried to jump out through that fireplace window and it didn't work out. JV was there to meet his fight. Now Elevate though, look, something so different. They've got all the utility placed inside of the bomb site. The roam is early from Mark, but he's got a place that he can fall out.
Elevate, feeling desperate. It's been a rough start for the Thai team. In fact, it's been a rough end to the group stage. They went flawless, perfect 4 games in a row. Then they only won 3 rounds in the next 2. And they haven't run a round since. DCH goes down early. Hertz is already in the building and looking for more. He's gone all the way up into Whiskey and so close to the site. A stone's throw. Elevate better be ready for this. He may well just waltz straight on in.
Oh no, and JV as well. He's just put a Nomad jab down. He's setting up for that flank watch, protecting his entry, and Hertz, he'll be the first into the bomb site. Can he collect any more?
Where's the trade? There is none. And Hertz is looking powerful here. He's got the site. He does eventually get traded back, but Sapper whiffs the shot. A 2v3 now, unless Hertz can be picked up. Onigiri's back in the site, trying his best to duel around the precarious angles. The trade comes through from W7M. It's all on Mark now.
1 versus 3 situation for him, making his way down these Whiskey scares. Oh! A cheeky melee angle. Hertz has only just been picked up as well. He has the chance to take this 1-on-1, and he does. Can he collect the second? Plant is going down.
And confirmed, it's all on Mark. His first game in front of an audience, and he must deliver the goods. He's got time to play with. A cheeky angle, a nice spray. And W7M, give him the respect he deserves! Mark to clutch up, but GDN says not today, son. A solid effort from Elevate. The closest round we have had yet. But W7M are running away with this game. 5 rounds straight.
And the crowd here at Berlin cheering on Mark. That 1 versus 3, so close. All of us in our hearts. Elevate, they've won them. They've taken our hearts at this international stage. Mark and Mr. Punch, the duo, to show up here at the major.
Elevate won our hearts at the 6th Invitational. They broke our hearts at the Charlotte Major when they were unable to attend. Now they may break our hearts again. W7M, though, they are the rising stars of Brazil. They have made a name for themselves within their region. But can they carve their names upon this Berlin Major? They look so strong here. This is Elevate's map pick in W7M. They chose to start attack, and I can certainly see why.
10 seconds remaining.
Elevate, though, they're going to take us down to the reading and fireplace bomb site once again.
5 seconds left.
Will they give up this first pick this time? I think that's the question here. It's the entries that have come for their downfall. W7M, the 2 newest players, Volps and JV, hailing from FPL, of course, now here at a major stage. They've just been so sharp.
They have. And KZ only died for the first time in that last round. Elevate, desperate to at least find one round away from the half. This is their last-ditch effort, their last chance.
The philosophy has changed them once again, though. They're holding a much more close to the site. There's 4 of them on one side, only DCH holding the architecture of Piano to himself, but W7M, they're not even going to try this roam clear. Look at them, making their way into mining, looking for any of those anchors that might be making a mistake in their position, trying to catch someone out.
And Herds is on the forefront.
Attackers have located a bomb.
So close to the site now as the drone goes in. And the E1D sings out. Herds will move forward. Lights up on Aguirre. Can't land the fatal shot. Just barely. And a spray through the wall from Mr. Punch. There's a bit of damage his way, but Herds unafraid. He will hold and hold on to his position.
And look at that, W7M forcing the Elevate players back to the site. We've just seen 2 players now rotate down the white stairs, wary that the entry might come through at any time. W7M, the tempo, the pressure is relentless onto the site, and Elevate, what are they going to do about it?
Pressure's the right word. Elevate feeling it, but finally, they come to life. W7M shut down. Volps is the last one left. It's flawless from Elevate.
And the crowd cheering for Elevate, finally back in this game. Let's go, Elevate!
They're going to need all the help that they can get, Mandy. W7M has been phenomenal. They are up 5-1, and now we switch sides. Elevate on the attack. W7M to defend their lead here on Cafe.
Oh, but W7M, look at this strategy. It's oozing confidence already. Preparing for a cigar hold. 3 ADSs, 1 mute jammer, castle barricades, and the Izami. Building a fortress inside of this top floor. This oozes confidence. This is aggression. This is something that Elevate didn't bring when they were defending this site. How are they going to deal with it?
There's one thing that W7M are not short on. Well, there are many things. And one of them is confidence. They know that they've got this. They know they are the better team. They tell themselves that every day. They know that they can make it to a final. They know that they can be champions. And it's that kind of confidence that carries them through these rounds. What a strong setup. It's on Elevate to get the biggest mallet they can and crack that egg.
Elevate, they brought something a little bit different. They've decided to bring along the Ossa on the side of DCH. I wonder what play they can go for there, perhaps sneaking in a plant in the default spot. I'm not sure. But Elevate, I can't wait to see what they can bring. The first thing they have to contest, though, this clear inside of Piano, and who boy, is that going to be a tricky one?
Well, the Izami didn't work out well for Elevate. W7M liking their chances. Onigiri opening a long angle above the reinforcement. Also running the DMR, mind you. His trademark at this point. On the buck, no less. But what have Elevate got here? You can't just sit on Repel the whole round. They've got to clear these positions, and W7M are more than happy to wait and receive.
Sapper now jumping on that south Repel. Ready to look in through that double door, but of course it's castled off, and now the Kiba barrier to follow as well. W7M already bleeding away the time of Elevate on this attack.
Oh. Concussions come through. Has Sapper got any more util? Look at this from Herds. Very cheeky all the way below, but KZ goes down. He's been so dangerous so far. And Onigiri opens it up.
And now that's a defense of W7M cut in half. The player inside of Piano. Now, GDN, he falls as well. Missed the punch to collect the second kill. And finally, Elevate with the man advantage. We've never seen this before.
DCH low HP after getting picked up. Look at this from Herds, though. An aggressive position. If Elevate know about it, he could cost W7M the round. He's on for this flank. DCH may have heard it, but DCH is so low. And he's now fallen back. Cautiously awaiting for this flank, but Herds has to time it perfectly.
Oh, no.
Oh! Only
DCH.
one bullet Herds needs to down DCH, but Mr. Punch comes right on back.
JV, though, he can collect one in the 1 versus 5. It's going to have to be a miraculous clutch from him. 3 players inside of inside of Cigar, but He's being surrounded. Do they know where he is? The plant is starting to go down.
Got to isolate these 1v1s. Oh, no way! He almost did it, but Elevate, another convincing round. Finally, they have found their footing. Took them a while to get into it, but here they are.
And Elevate, they didn't take any of their chances in that round. Even with the man advantage up, they were patient. When they got into the site, the Ossa shield still went down to protect the planter, afraid of the push from JV. They cannot give W7M anything left to get back into this series.
That's it. There are no more allowances from Elevate. They cannot afford to lose a single round. They made all the mistakes that they could on their defense. Now that they switch onto the attack, they'll need to win 5 more rounds straight, which would be 7 in a row to prevent it from going overtime. W7M so close to match point, but it's been a bit of a drought. They've only had 2 kills in the last 2 rounds.
W7M now taking us down to the ground floor bomb site. Playing the Kiba barrier inside of VIP, holding on to the backside for as long as they can, as well as an aggressive shield onto the freezer hatch drop as well. It seems like W7M have a pretty good read on the fact that Elevate, they might be looking for this freezer take. A lot of utility dedicated to this side of the map so far.
And a spawn peak, of course, naturally. Both of these teams love to set the pace. And it's Herds casually awaiting. Sonigiri going to get caught out. Herds backs off. And Elevate must now march forward, attack this basement bomb site. Kitchen bomb site. Nice setup there, though, from W7M. Bit of an unusual placement of the shield. And, of course, the Kiba barriers to support GDN. Moving forward in prep as well. How is Elevate going to clear this?
Volps, he's about to be met by the face of Sapper and one of his teammates to follow behind. Herds even using the Kiba barrier to his protection, trying to help out his teammate inside of Bakery. That's Sapper making his way in now.
Well, here's something new. The Monty from Sapper. What can Elevate do with this? Bit of a breach on the prep wall. The Yana Gemini to go forward. Reveal that position. Mr. Punch playing such a pivotal role here on this small Bakery window. But, oh, he does get Herds. Kiba barrier's not going to save ya. Elevate have turned it up.
GDN now as well left on the site. Smoke canisters in his hand, but is about to be met once again by that unstoppable force of Sapper making his way through the breach. Now going open. Elevate shaping up for this Bakery take.
But they're not going to slow down. They're not going to give in to any adversity, to any scoreline, to any advantage that W7M might have. Elevate says, we don't care. GDN now in the 1v5. It is another flawless round for Elevate.
And Elevate, they've repeated exactly what W7M did. I was praising W7M for their tempo. They took it slow. They were cautious on these entries. They were punishing the mistakes of Elevate when they were on their defense. But Elevate, they can do the exact same thing.
Got a feeling I know who the crowd supports. There's a lot of Brazilian fans in here as well. But Elevate have won the hearts of the community. And they have won the last 3 rounds in a row in such a dominant fashion. In every region, Cafe swings towards the defense. Here it has been all attack all day long. And W7M, they're the ones now with the pressure mounting.
This feels like a little bit of deja vu, don't you think so? At this point in the defense, Elevate, they took their tactical timeout as well. Now W7M, they're taking their attack, trying to figure out how to match pace with this Elevate entry. The onslaught of the Montaigne Oni to follow behind. It was just so good.
Yeah, and Elevate have been so good on their attack. There was some cause for concern for Elevate fans. After they went 4 games straight in the groups, they only won 3 rounds. They played Oregon twice, and they really fell apart. It was a rough day 3 for Elevate. They managed to concede first seed from their group. But if they can match pace here with W7M, it might not matter. Elevate, on their day, are capable of anything.
w7m, they'll take us over to the Reading and Fireplace bomb site. Looking for this top floor hold, very similar to what Elevate brought out on their defense as well.
5 seconds left.
Site construction doubled up in the form of GDN and Volps. I can only imagine pressure on those vertical lines, anticipating that Elevate might be wanting to hit onto the site.
And KZ at one point was 5-1. Now he's 5-4. After a couple of big multi-kills, some of these W7M players have gone quiet. They've only had, what, 1 or 2 kills in the last 3 rounds? Elevate have managed to string together some flawless. And Mr. Punch spots out JV below. JV himself, one of the most dangerous players that Brazil has ever produced.
Elevate, though, starting to mount their attack onto this building. Of course, the hatch, first point of contest, getting that open with the buck, but where are the W7M players? A C4 ripped out for Herds, anticipating this top floor push. And KZ, is he getting aggressive on this red hatch? Ooh. I think he is.
Very advanced position, but also trapped inside of the elevator in Cigar. He can be cut off if Elevate are aware of his position. If they misdrone him, however, it would be devastating. Onigiri sets his flank watch drone. That drone just goes straight past KZ.
KZ. I think he's just gone by undetected. Elevate, what is your answer? Where's the entry coming out? Oni, he's just got off his drone. Red Hat's drop any second now, and KZ, he rounds the corner. He can collect DCH.
This is where Elevate have to reply, and they do. DCH goes down, but still plenty of vertical capability for Elevate in the form of the sledge and the buck. In this 4v4, they have the top floor, but they don't have a lot else.
And then time is ticking away for Elevate as well. All of the W7M players now retreated their way back to the site, recalling their anchors. Herd's still holding on to mining, just in case Elevate pivots and decide to do a more horizontal type push instead, but it looks like they're holding on to this vertical control for now. Sapper making his way down the white stairs.
And this is the promise of W7M. They said they would play passive. They said that they would waste Elevate's time. That's exactly what we're seeing. Because as that timer ticks on down, the pressure mounts and Elevate will be forced to make a decision.
The philosophy of W7M working out so far.
Oh.
GDN even gets rewarded for it, taking down Mr. Punch. Sapper trying to make something out of the vertical, but the time is ticking away. There's only 36 seconds. Elevate, where are you?
Well, Mark, he's the first one to step forward, playing the position on the reinforcement. See you later, JV. Oh my God. Mark and Sapper together will march downstairs. GDN puts a face full of buckshot into Sapper. Onigiri, though, loses his fight through the hatch. Mark has to step up. A 1v2. There's no time. He knows the position at GDN, but that shotgun is good for another. And as quick as that, it's match point for W7M.
And how beautifully played was that from W7M? The philosophy that they shared with all of us in their intro video perfectly works out for them. Playing the patient game against Elevate, they don't need to get aggressive. Elevate, they're taking so much time, they're afraid. They misdroned out KZ. He was able to find the first pick, and then after that, it was all stagnant from them in the mid-round. And W7M, they're able to take another round, match point.
And no tactical timeout available for Elevate, still trailing by 3 rounds. They're going to need all the cheers you can give them. W7M woke up rearing and ready to go today. And they're not going to make this easy for Elevate.
Absolutely not. Now, if Trent would say, this has so far been an attacker-sided cafe. Last time the Elevate were able to attack this basement bomb site, they did phenomenally. They choked out the positions of W7M and a clean sweep. And not much has changed in terms of the strategy for W7M either, committing plenty of utility over to this Freezer house drop side. 2 shields, a bunch of ADSs, a cacophony of utility that Elevate have to clear. How will they deal with it?
Well, they won't be bringing the Montaigne this time. Sapper on the Nomad instead. And so much of this comes down to the opening picks, doesn't it, Mandy? Whoever wins that engagement, whoever gets that fight on their side, it always tends to spiral.
Well, look at what W7M have done. They're afraid of that first pick this time. They're all sitting down in this ground floor aside from one on the white stairs. Elevate, they've been gifted the map control to themselves. KZ, he's the first to contest, but There's really no one there to support him. Elevate, if they can make this roam clear nice and swift, they have so many tools in their arsenal to make this execute work.
Now, they've let KZ off the leash, but for everyone else, it's staying on site. How much damage can he do? Because if he goes down without a fight, I can't help but think Elevate are on track for another dominating round. That said, W7M, they played it so well before. KZ in that aggressive position in shop was a one and done, but it was more than enough.
Double vertical pressure though. Oh no, not again. Elevate!
Could that be the devastating mistake that causes Elevate to lose this map? KZ misdroned. Mark, absolutely no clue. And this w7m in the top floor will have to bide his time on this flank.
And look, Elevate, they're so busy. They've got this double vertical pressure of the buck and the sledge. They have no idea what is about to hit them.
Patience from KZ. He knows he's got to make an impact, but he knows not yet. It's not the time. It's not the place. Where can he get the most bang for the buck? Because if he goes down killless, Elevate are surely going to take this.
Vertical pressure though for Elevate. Someone just tucked in away behind that bakery kitchen. But the time is ticking away. Once again, W7M, what a read they have onto Elevate. They told us that Elevate plays slow, and KZ, now is his time.
It drops into Pill as JV's come up as well. He goes down. Now the jig is up. Elevate know full well of this position of the w7m. How much more damage can he do? Because meanwhile, Elevate's still pushing the side. It doesn't matter. Trade. 30 seconds now in the 3v3.
Kit on the ground as well will have to be retrieved by Sapper. Where are his teammates? DCH, he's pushing pressure through Bakery. It's going to be an onslaught from Elevate. 3 one-on-ones. Can they win it out?
A nade for DCH on Agiri. Takes down Volps. Numbers advantage Elevate, but there's no time. Hertz goes above. A risk. Such a big risk he makes. And GDN is the sole player on this side. He's taken down, but the diffuser is called on the ground. There is nothing Elevate can do. The rising stars of Brazil charge their way into Map1.
And what a match from W7M. Cool, calm, collected, not breaking a sweat against Elevate. They had their number. They had the read on the pace, the tempo. It was W7M all the way.